In this track and trade trading training video, I want to talk to you about one of my favorite overlay indicators of all time, and that's the Zig Zag indicator. Now I want to come in and show you how to turn on the Zig Zag indicator. First of all, we simply right click on the chart, and right here it's called the Zig Zag, and we left click on it to turn it on. Now what you see is that it's just drawn this line over the top of the chart, right? Well, the Zig Zag indicator has the ability of drawing that line as the market grows. Now let me come back and show you that. If we come back here and we say play to February 14th, 2006, and let's bring the scaling back to where it was, and now we move this market forward. Watch as we move it forward, you'll notice that the Zig Zag indicator comes in and outlines and posts for us every time the market changes direction. It turns around for us like this. And so it points out for us almost perfectly. I mean, it's perfect. Look at this. It picks out the bottoms and the tops perfectly every time. Notice how we come along, and as we come along, once that market hits the top, it will turn around and draw a line back the other direction. Now that's the top, so it's perfectly decided that that's the top. Now this little line here is telling us that the market has to come back and touch that area before it will confirm that that's the top or the bottom. Now since we're going down in a downtrend, the market's going to have to turn around and come back and touch that point right there before it confirms that that's the downtrend. So as the market moves down, you'll notice that this changes. So now we got another change over in direction right here because the market, back it up, the market touched that line on the next tick. It then confirms and draws the line that that's our line. Now we can also come in here and we can tune this. Maybe this is a little fine-tuned for us. Maybe the sensitivity is a little higher than what we want, or maybe it's a little lower than what we want. You'll notice over here in the Zig Zag indicators window we have a tuning, change the sensitivity tuning bar. And what we can do is we can slide that one direction or the other, and we can make it more sensitive, or we can go the other direction and we can make it less sensitive. So depending on what type of a sensitivity we want on the trend line, whether we want it to point out big moves like these or each individual little smaller moves like this, we can do that. So depending on where we want to put it is how sensitive it is. Now another great feature is this market will also tell us the retracement, or this tool will tell us the retracements of each one of these moves. So if you know anything about Fibonacci, you know that markets have a tendency to move in waves with different retracement levels. So if we turn on the retracement, okay, percentages, it's going to tell us what retracement levels these are. This is a 0.52 retracement, or this market went up and retraced almost 50% of that last move, and that's what that's telling you. Okay, so we can come in here and tell it to make it as a percentage. It makes it easier to read. So that's 53% of that last major move. Okay, so here's another one. This market went from this point here, right here, up to this point here and retraced back 50%. So that's what this tool can do for you. And as we move the market through time, it's going to keep calculating those percentages for you. And as we move it forward, you can see that the market has to retrace back, and it shows you the target zone. And we can also come in and we can also turn on little arrows that tell you when the market has made that decision to make those turning points. And that's down here. We call those our buy-sell arrows, of course. And we turn those displayed on, and you can see at each turning point, you can see where it pointed out that this was the turning point. And so as the market made these different turning points, it comes along and throws up a little arrow and shows you this market is now changed from bullish to bearish. Now we can change the sensitivity. If we want to go more sensitive, we're going to get more arrows. If we go less sensitive, we're going to get less arrows. All right? So depending on the market. Now another great feature about this tool is that if you like to work with reoccurring price patterns like I do, then you can come in here and it helps you identify reoccurring price patterns. So what I want to do is I want to identify some reoccurring price patterns. Now one of the reoccurring price patterns that I like to look for when I'm trading is a head and shoulders pattern, which is a topping pattern or a topping formation. And I can use my head and shoulders tool up here to come in and go, this is my left shoulder, this is my right shoulder, this is my head, this is my neckline, and this is my right shoulder. So I went left shoulder, neckline, head, neckline, right shoulder. And I can confirm that that is truly a head and shoulders formation because my zigzag tool helped me define it. And notice that it is a head and shoulders based on the zigzag tool. And as I move forward, a breaking of that neckline is a trigger or an entry point for me to get in and go short on the market right here. And the zigzag tool helps me identify these different reoccurring price patterns. So that's just a touch of some of the great features of the zigzag tool. We also have some additional educational CDs that go into the zigzag tool, the Fibonacci ruler, and the Elliott wave in much greater detail. And we show you how the zigzag tool can actually help you define Elliott waves and Fibonacci retracements.